So my motto has always been disrupt, innovate, lead. As an entrepreneur, lesson number one, if you play it safe, if you develop Me Too technologies, if you don't radically disrupt things, you will not innovate, you will not lead. You will still have companies, but you have to become disruptive. So think about day one at Uber. What if we got anybody driving anywhere, anyone, anywhere in the world? Big idea, disruptive, right? What about Airbnb? What if anyone, anywhere in the world gave their bedroom, their house to anyone? These are highly disruptive ideas. Disruption is not bad. It just means doing something slightly different than normal. If you are starting a company, if you're an entrepreneur, and you're not disrupting something, then you're just building another business. You're going to be the Lyft to Uber. You're going to be something to an Airbnb. So think about what you can do that can be highly disruptive and disrupt the market. Disruption is not chaos. Used to be chaos, and we'll talk about some clear examples. But today, disruption, and you've heard Clay Christensen's disruptive innovation, we've all learned that we can't innovate unless we disrupt. The title of this talk is Disrupt or Die, because businesses have learned that unless they disrupt, they can't stay in business. So what do you see in common among these businesses? Borders, Kodak, RIM, BlackBerry, right? They demonstrated resistance. Borders thought nobody was going to buy a book online. That wasn't true. When I sat with Kodak and talked about what if we buy Instagram, they said, digital photo platform, we don't need that. That's never going to work. Over 1 billion images are processed in Instagram today. That could have been Kodak. Nokia never felt anybody's going to need anything other than a phone. And BlackBerry thought it had cornered the market and nobody's going to want a platform. Do you agree that all of these were proven wrong? And there are a lot of other examples. Now, I stuck in US Postal Office because that really irritated me when the commissioner a few years ago said the internet is a distraction. Okay? So they missed the entire DocuSign era. So when businesses stop being disrupted, they die. Sometimes they die slowly. Sometimes they die a little faster. It depends. So if you look at the disruption that Uber, Lyft created for cab companies, hotels that got disrupted with Airbnb, and you do know that last year more rooms were taken by Airbnb than all hotels in combination worldwide. And by the way, they have no asset cost. It's an interesting business model. Amazon disrupting retail, Kickstarter disrupting venture, microfinance being disrupted. Today, if you're a student, you can go to social finance and get your money and never go to a bank. So if you're a bank waiting for customers, you're going to miss that. So there are a lot of these examples, but I want to just share a few quick lessons for entrepreneurs in this room. Failure is a must. So I want you to be really comfortable with failure, right? Failure is not you failing. For the women in the audience, it's not personal. We tend to take everything personally. So it's really sort of part of the process. And just be ready to sell your vision, and I'm going to go through all of those in a lot of detail. I put in a few details here to share with you, and the one I want to focus on is corporate innovation today is being disrupted and primarily being outsourced. And that is a big opportunity for everybody here. If there are 300 people sitting here, if there are 150 ideas, that's 150 of the biggest ideas in the future, because the brain capacity is here. It's just about executing, right? There are no boundaries. You can push boundaries. And I want you to look like the guy to the left or the woman to the left, right? People are going to be skeptical about your idea. When you take your idea to somebody, whether you're taking it to a corporate, to funding, whether you're bringing a team, the first thing people are going to say is ridicule your idea. I want you to love that. Think about those bullets hitting you and going back to them, if you can. And it'll help you tremendously as a lesson, trust me.